Good evening, folks. Welcome to Cannabis Science Pub. Thank you all so much for coming out on this gorgeous fall evening. I know we only have a few left, so it means a lot to see folks come out for this event. I'm Erika Winters. I'm your hostess for Cannabis Science Pub, and tonight's topic is Legalization 201. We have seen so many regulatory changes in the last year and a half. I'm a farmer. I can't keep up with them. I know there's a lot of you in the same boat. So we've created a platform tonight to bring industry professionals and experts up on stage to help update us on these recent changes. Now, how many of you out there is this the very first time you've been to Cannabis Science Pub? Good. Welcome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy lives to come visit with us. We always love seeing new faces, and thank you again to all of our devout locals and loyals that we've seen for the last year and a half. So Cannabis Science Pub is a free monthly event. It happens every last Tuesday of the month here at World Pies, and it's brought to you by OG Analytical and Oregon's Constant Gardener. And Bethany created this event about 16 months ago with the goal of bridging the gap, that huge knowledge gap between the know and the desire to know. So every month we have trivia, which is what will kick off our night. And of course we have wonderful prizes you can win along the way. Then we often hear from the Emerald Trade Alliance, local trade advocacy group who is with us tonight. And then we'll have our educational presentations, and then we always end with an hour of networking. And I really encourage you to stay to the end. That's where some of the best business relationships and friendships actually have been forged through this event. So let's meet our producers. Again, OG Analytical and Oregon's Constant Gardener produced this event. OG Analytical, Bethany Sherman. This is a quality assurance lab based here in Eugene. They've been locally owned and operated since March of 2014. They've been repeatedly awarded a national top tier rating in cannabinoid potency testing, which is a really wonderful mark of honor. They learn a lot from their everyday work, and they have been so generous in sharing that information with local farmers, gardeners, grow stores. That way we can really, really glue together all of the information that we're gleaning, because it's changing every day. And then, of course, I'm with Oregon's Constant Gardener. We're an indoor-outdoor greenhouse garden retail store. We've got shops in Springfield. We have a shop in West 11th. I have the pleasure of doing their outreach and education programs, and I'm also the large farm specialist. So we do a lot with my outreach and education program. We do free monthly classes. There's a sign-up sheet at the Oregon's Constant Gardener booth there on the right. If you're interested in getting on the listserv, this month we'll be talking about harvesting and curing. So they're always seasonally relevant and a really great way to get exposed to new products and procedures. There's no way that we would even be up and running for as long as we have if it weren't for the generous support of our monthly donors. This month I want to give a huge shout out to Farm Fresh and Genesis Farms, for whom without, thank you. We wouldn't be able to bring this event free to the public, so huge, huge thanks to them. Next, I just wanted to remind everybody there are evaluations at the OG Analytical booth there in the back on the left. This event is for you guys, so we really want to hear your feedback on this event. Anything and everything, from topic ideas to speaker ideas to trivia questions. Let it fly and let it fly our way, please. So I'll go over our agenda for the night here briefly. So we are going to jump right into our speakers. We have 4 speakers tonight, so we're going to blast through introductions. We'll hear from Bethany Sherman from OG Analytical. She's going to talk a little bit about ORLAP accreditation. And then we're going to invite Lieutenant Jennifer Bills from the Eugene Police Department, who spoke at our Legalization 101 Science Pub back in June of 2015. So we're very excited to welcome her back to stage. And then Sunny Jones, who I've been waiting to meet for a very, very long time, doing amazing work with the Department of Ag, will also come up and speak a little bit about the guide list for pesticide use. And then rounding our bases, we're going to invite a local legend and activist, Brian Michaels, to stage of Brian Michaels at Law. And I am so excited to have him take the stage on so many levels. He has personally represented me and so many farmers and gardeners in our community, and he has been working so hard to defend our rights. So I'm very excited to welcome him to stage tonight as well. But without further ado, I'd love to just jump right into trivia. Now I gotta thank Vanessa from Moss Crossing, who got a frantic call last Wednesday night My team of gardeners and farmers at Constant Gardener, we're not experts in this field. This wasn't the trivia portion that we could help contribute to. So the compliancy officer and manager, Vanessa, recruited her staff, and I gotta give big thanks to Lauren at Moss Crossing for promoting all these incredible trivia questions. And full disclosure, I am no expert. That's why we've invited experts to stage. So as we go through the trivia questions tonight, I'm hoping I can really lean on the experts in the room who will be able to clarify any questions that may arise. So we've got some really fun trivia prizes tonight, pictured here. This is called an anonymous bag. It's a stash bag. It's fully lined. It's actually got a zipper and a lock. They're really fun. So that's what you guys are going to be competing for. And then Oregon's Constant Gardener did sponsor the last question. Some of you who attended last month's session may remember our prizes of the 60 times microscope. Somebody didn't claim their prize, so I'm recycling it. We've got another 60 times microscope, so that will be for the last question of the segment. All right, so we're gonna dive right in. Chris from Constant Gardener in the bright green shirt's got a microphone. He's gonna be walking around. So if you think you know the answer, raise your hand and shoot us an answer. There we go. Question number 1, a cannabis producer is limited to providing what amount of usable cannabis as samples to wholesalers or retailers per harvest lot? I know, this stuff makes my head spin. All right, a cannabis producer is limited to providing what amount of usable cannabis as a sample? Any takers? This topic is dense and it's layered, and things are different today than they're going to be in October, than they're going to be in January. So we're definitely looking for the new regulatory changes that'll go into effect in the new year. Do we have a taker?
1 ounce.
Pardon?
1 ounce. As samples.
1 ounce sample. Again, I'm no expert. You got it. All right, so you get to claim your prize. Thank you so much. You're absolutely right. You just won an anonymous bag. So a cannabis producer is limited to a total of 28 grams. I know over the years there's been a 0.2 fluctuation for a lot of people there, per harvest lot, or 1% of each harvest lot, whichever is smaller. Thank you for playing, and please claim your prize. All right, we're getting the ball rolling. You guys ready? Under new OLCC rules, cannabis retailers may sell cannabis to consumers during which hours of the business day? I got a hand in the front. The microphone is coming your way. 7 a.m. to 10 p.m.? You got it. Right on. You must be in the industry. Nice work. Nice work. Please claim your prize at the Constant Gardener booth just there and back. Thank you very much. Nice. All right, we're 2 for 2, guys. So, yeah, answer between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. So next, a cannabis retailer is limited to providing what quantities of usable cannabis and cannabis products to a consumer within a given day? Looking for hands. I got a hand in the back over by the film videographer. Everybody gets to play.
That would be 7 grams of flour, 1 edible, 15 milligrams. This is recreational, right?
This is retail rec sales under the new regulations.
I'll probably get this all wrong.
I know, this is no worries. It's confusing, and that's why we're all here to talk about it tonight.
And 1 up to 100 or 1,000 milligrams of extract.
Not the numbers I have, but I really appreciate you taking a stab at it, because this is not easy. Not easy. And there are a few categories we're looking at, but you do win your prize for giving me 1. Other hands in the audience? Oh, there we go.
The edibles is high. The edibles is 50 milligrams, not 15 milligrams. That's what the new edible will be.
I heard 15.
50
It is in what unit of measure?
milligrams.
Okay, I have a little different info.
Really?
Here.
Okay.
And again, experts in the room. Oh, we got a hand right there behind you, Chris, in the white shirt.
50 and 100?
Did I hear 100?
Yeah.
And which category of cannabis product are you talking about? Edibles. And that's 100. That's not the answer I have here, but let's hold on to that because, again, this is very layered. Does anyone else want to take a stab at it? How about cannabis? Let's just talk about flowers. What's the limit? I got a hand in the back, Bethany. Let's hear from her. I'd rather hear from her than me.
Is it 1 ounce?
It is 1 ounce, that is correct. Thank you, Bethany. And please claim your prize. Everybody gets to play at trivia. So this is really layered, you guys. I'm glad we're talking about this. So a cannabis retailer, and again, we're talking about new retail rec rules. A cannabis retailer may sell no more than 1 ounce of usable cannabis, 16 ounces of cannabinoid product in solid form, 72 ounces of a cannabinoid product in liquid form. You guys are getting a sense of how layered this is. 5 grams of cannabis concentrate or extract. And then if anybody got the bonus answer for how many clones or seeds you could take home, that's going to be 4 immature plants and 10 seeds to a single person given on a single day. I'm so glad I'm not responsible for compliancy. Holy moly. This is a lot to wrap your head around. All right, so we do have a winner, Bethany. Thank you. All right, so who needs a marijuana worker's permit? And how often do they need to renew said permit? We got a couple hands in the back here.
Anybody working in the marijuana industry has to have a worker's permit, and it's 2 years, I believe.
You want to try again on the years?
5?
You got it! Thank you so much. Thank you. That's exactly correct. And this is really important for retailers to understand. So a marijuana worker permit is required for any individual who performs work for or on behalf, and that's loose, of a marijuana retailer, producer, processor, or wholesaler if they participate. And they must be renewed every 5 years. So thank you very much. And it looks like she got her anonymous bag. Very nice. Do we have a piggyback answer? Okay, let's go for it.
Notice that laboratories is not on that list.
Ooh, interesting. The plot thickens. Thank you. Thank you. And anybody, please jump in. Again, this is collaborative. We're all here together. So if you've got info, share. All right. Next up, how many plants may a licensed micro-tier cannabis producer grow? So many of you may be familiar with the new micro-tier producer licenses that have been issued. And of course, they come with their own set of regulations. So does anyone want to take a stab at that? How many plants? I got a hand right in the middle in brown.
16
Are you talking,
plants.
we're talking recreational micro-tier production, not medical. 16 is incorrect.
All right,
As far as the information I have, but thank you for getting the ball rolling. Adrian, howdy.
I think it's 1,250 feet, right? Or 2,500?
So you've got the canopy size right, and this is new information to me, but I'm hearing that they actually have a head count on the number of immature plants. You want to take a stab at it?
No.
Shoot in the dark?
No.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. We got a hand right here, Sunny Jones, thank you.
I don't know about a plant count, but it's a bit of a trick question because there's actually 2 micro tiers.
Uh-huh.
There's a micro tier 1 and a micro tier 2. So I think it's 1,250 or whatever he said for 2, like 650 or something square feet for micro tier 1.
That's my understanding as well. And would you take a prize? Because that's exactly what I was looking for. There's a lot of information on this next slide, so we'll go over it. So 100 immature plants in each individually assigned cultivation batch for tracking and testing, and an unlimited number of batches at any one time, as long as those canopy size limits are not being exceeded. So that makes sense. But it is very, very dynamic, these rules. My goodness. Thank you for that, and please claim your prize. All right. And actually, this is kind of a part 2 here, so I would like to give Adrian a prize for this. So in square feet, give any of the maximum canopy size limits for a micro tier grower. And this is what Adrian spoke to. So I'll just go ahead and skip through. So for indoor micro tier 1, as Sunny said, there's a tier 1 and there's a tier 2. So for tier 1, it's up to 625 square feet, as Adrian said. Indoor micro tier 2, 626 to 1250 square feet. These are ranges, of course. Outdoor micro tier is up to 2500, and outdoor micro tier 2 is 2501 to 5000 square feet of canopy. So hopefully that gives you guys a little more clarification on what you're allowed to grow as a micro tier producer. Any questions on that? All right. Next up, how big? This is our last question. And I should mention, this was sponsored by Oregon's Constant Gardener. This is, we're all, consumers, so we're very familiar with this question and this label. So again, this trivia question is seeking to win the 60 times iPhone microscope. So how big must the marijuana universal symbol be on all cannabis products sold in Oregon? And is it possible to get approval to change colors? We got a few hands in the middle. Let's hear from someone new. There we go.
3 1/4 by 2 centimeters.
Can you repeat that, please?
3 1/4 by 2 centimeters.
I didn't hear the first number.
3.5 centimeters by 2 centimeters.
All right, I got the imperial system. We've got metric and I've got inches. You want to do a quick conversion? Okay, if anybody wants to do a quick conversion for me, otherwise I'll take one more answer in inches. Any other hands? Leanne, did you have an idea? There we go.
I'm guessing 1 inch.
Thank you for taking a guess. It's a little smaller than that. We're talking about a certain fraction of an inch in decimal form. All right, I got a hand right there. And again, this is the dimensions of the marijuana universal symbol.
3/8 by 3/8 inch.
Again, I'd have to do a conversion, but you're really, really close. You said 3/4. 0.35 is one of the dimensions, and I will take 1/100th of a margin of error. And then, what, your first was 3/4 of an inch?
No, just square.
Square, okay.
0.35.
So my information says it's not a true square, but you did get the height correct within 1/100th of a point. I'll take one more stab at it. Okay, you are so close. I would love to award you the prize. This was a really, really tough one. And again, this came from my staff at Oregon's Constant Gardener. So the symbol must be at least 0.48 inches by 0.35 inches high. And if somebody does convert and calculate for me before the end of the night, I might have a second winner. But please accept the prize for being the closest that we got tonight. And again, you cannot change the colors. The universal symbol must be used as is. The universal symbol is a registered trademark of OHA and can only be used by licensees or registrants on marijuana product labels. All right, well that could, question. We've got a microphone coming your way, and if my experts in the room could.
Can you show me the symbol?
On this PowerPoint tonight, I cannot. I apologize. But it is a big exclamation mark with red, black, and white, I believe. And I apologize, I don't have an image of it. I'll pull it up for you at the networking session. Thank you, really good point. Oh, here we go. Beautiful. Thank you, and that's available if anybody else wants to take a gander at it. All right, that concludes trivia for tonight. I appreciate you guys all playing. This is really complicated subject matter. So please claim your prizes if you've been a winner, and we'll move on to our speaker presentations.